Okie dokie then. Dragon Elemental, Murloc, Pirate, and Undead. I see Murgles, but I don't see any of their sport tribes. No Kibler, no Mech. I see Undead without Beast. I see Pirates with Dragons. So we know that there is a fun little Dragon Pirate line. There's also Murlocs just doing Murloc things or Elementals just doing Elemental things. But a relatively fair game. Pee pee poo poo. I made everybody that is either a 6-year-old or has a 6-year-old giggle. Pee pee poo poo. You want to hedge Murgle or you want to hedge Pirate? Did you enjoy your Cavs whooping Bronny and Braun on their homecoming tour? I did. That was a fun game to watch. I especially enjoyed all of the Cavs cheering when Bronny scored his first point in the NBA. That was great. Or just mentally immature. I laugh too. Man, being mature is overrated. I'd rather just be happy. Dude, I thought it was hilarious also that within like the first 2 minutes of the game, when the Lakers came out and they scored like the first 6 points, LeBron put up, I think it was 5 actually, because it was a 3 and they got a fast break and just threw it down. And the Cavs just the Cavs on the stands just erupted. Like, I remember that. Like, it's not even our team, guys. We shouldn't be cheering for LeBron. NBA? Yeah, it's NBA. Oh no, not like that. Maturity is generally counterproductive to happiness. Yes. For me, I'm not gonna speak for other people. Yeah. The whole like trying to live in the moment thing is tough. If you want to try to avoid that problem. Mindfulness and presentness. People will say those things and I'll just be like, yeah, that makes sense to me. All right, going back to worrying about shit. Yep. Definitely makes sense intuitively. All right. Well, I'm going to go back to worrying and not sleeping. Interesting. And the Death Swarmer doesn't really get us that much. Not without any reason to go further into Undead. All right. Fair enough. Go get him, Tiger. I think the most important part of maturity is knowing when you can be immature. But I can be immature all the time. Like, there's really nobody stopping me. My dogs may give me a sideways look, you know? If I'm on stream, it'd probably help the stream at that point. Like, if anything, I take things too seriously. Not sure I'd like myself if I was just always immature. Societal side of things versus, like, personal side of things. Maturity is knowing that... Can't speak. Maturity is knowing that happiness and penis sound the same. You know? Could be coincidental, could be anecdotal. You might be onto something, though. But they're not the same. Wisdom is recognizing that they can be. I suppose. Everybody can do what they want to do. Oh shit, the pirate angle was the play. It was always pirates. I'm just going to say it. Right here. This is the first. Charisma is knowing how to sell a tomato-based fruit salad. You guys are... You're so far over my head on references nowadays. My reference game is lacking. It's an 8th. It's not a 1st. I don't know what I was thinking. It's an 8th. What is this nonsense? Takes 12 damage turn 5. Rolly proc, double pirates. Silas. It's a first. It's an eighth. It's a first. Sure it's not an eighth? The double level angle? It's the Gosa. It's cute. Ghost is back. Yeah, that's what we're freezing for. Terracosa. Couldn't be any of the other cards. Dude, this is just toxic as hell. Every one of these boards is like, nah, dog. Take 1,000,000. Would you like infinite statted taunts? All right. Here comes 15/15. It's turn 6. Literally turn 6. Literally turn 6. And the game's just like, get fucked, brother. Can't afford that unless I'm taking a card from this board. I need a level next turn. Eight on 8. I sure hope I get to 8. Be pretty cool. Get to that turn 8 in this game. I'm looking forward to it. Earlier I put my microwave into a car. Man, those seem less heavy a couple years ago. Did you buy a new microwave? Or are you just getting old? It's just like it's elderly problems. Because if you didn't buy a new microwave, it's probably the same microwave you had a few years ago. You know? Probably didn't change. Alex hasn't been with us from years, but he is in spirit. He will always be Jeopardy. Old and less strength comes with age. Wisdom and, you know, fragility. Oh my god, what is this video game? This is actually trolling so hard. I love it. I love the concept of, like, spitting with channel, but I'm not going to keep this board. So, like, if you do that, you got to play 6 minions with pirates, which is just terrible. So you're always playing both of these. You could freeze this for this buff next turn, or you could just play it to the board. All right. Seems to make the most sense by a pretty good margin. Why do I really care about the small buff on the pirates board? I'm not selling that minion first anyway. This would be a very different story if I wasn't dying. If we were at, like, or at least we didn't have direction and wasn't dying. If we were at 1,000,000 health, we could be a little more conservative there. It's beautiful. Yes. Yeah, Sky Pirates composition on the way. Alright. Fuck off. Yes, good. That's not throwing. Not with double death rattles, right? There's no way that's throwing. Hey, it's the pirate. We didn't really get the fun line, you know? You know, that part of you that's like, you know what would be really cool right about now? Dragon pirates. Dragons and it's valid. It's too late. You got to know what the order of operations is in those kind of games. You're just throwing, hard throwing by this point, trying to play dragons. It's valid because it's good. It's valid because you have it now. It's valid because, like, you're in a position of power. It's not valid because dragons are in. If it's turn 8, turn 7, pivot toward dragons. Turn 10, don't flush minions for a 3-card combo that doesn't accelerate your board. It would take till turn 13, 14 to be better than just playing your gold otherwise. At this point, we just go Eliza Baron, whatever. Eyes. Armor. And we win with the lobby closing before turn 14, and we lose if it goes too late. What's better, a pirate dragon or a space cowboy? Depends on the age of the person you ask. Money for the future. I really don't care about the future. I was going to say we can't take this unless we find eyes first, but I suppose that is also an option. Is the space cowboy riding a dragon? Quick napkin math on whether or not it's better just to have Baron than these 3 cards right here. You need almost left or right hits for that to be positive. Don't ever die, bro. You can die. Oh, those are kind of nice breakpoints. I'll take it. Higher end of the distribution on each of those hits. Potential value trade, depending on how this goes. Swing and a miss. Then again, not death. In fact, he does. Live fast, die piratey. Yee. Yee indeed. But imagine picking up, like, Poet and hoping you get something at this point in the game, you know, like last turn. Just too late, unfortunately. I suppose this is always gold positive here. More accurately, it takes 6 things, including spells, which is oftentimes gold pirate or positive. The fact that we have this is a fair chunk of power. Economically viable, not gold positive. Plus we get a poet so that, like, you know, We can debate on doing something really throwy there. Just in case we want it. Want to throw a little bit. Oh, good. We can put Murlocs in the shop. Doesn't really matter what we do. We're still cycling the card. Why won't you keep the poet? What minion on the board is going to be played with the poet? The amalgam? To try to put one death rattle on it? And then not play another pirate? You drop tempo really hard on your board. Your attack order has to be very backwards. And at the same time, you gain one death rattle on a minion you don't ideally want to keep on the board. It's just too late. Yeah, but for turn 37, it would be pretty solid. Nah, it's the general gist of the statement is, if it was a couple turns earlier, all of the dragon lines make sense. But the amount of weak minions you have to put on the board and able to scale a little bit of Sky Pirate value on the card doesn't make it worthwhile when games are short. Okay, I like the random stats enough here. Could settle for that. It's not terrible. Bofur, if you had a chance to look at Bazaar, any thoughts? So, like, I did say I would lay off on talking about it too much until I give it an honest shot. And I still stand by that. So take these words as a grain of salt here. Or with a grain of salt. Or just, like, generally speaking, it's not a very informed opinion. From what I've seen in beta up till now, I think the game has a lot of promise, has a lot of complexity, and it's pretty good. I will say that it has a lot of the same problems that, like, Artifact had, that Gwent had, that, like, the other card games on Twitch. The thing that people very heavily, very, very often undersell about Hearthstone is just that, fuck you game. That it is incredibly visually intuitive to look at. The comments that I've seen from people echo exactly how I feel about when I look at it. It's like, yep, I can see that right there looks kind of fun, but I really can't tell what's happening by watching on Twitch. Damn you, sir. Damn you on your initial snipe. And perfect combat. I do think that that is a really, really negative thing for Twitch. That it is hard to look at it just from, like, the interface that you can't control and get a lot of value from it. Same goes for Deadlock, though. Does it? Like, it's not a card game. 90% of what you care about watching people play Deadlock is the action. Like, you can get almost all information without having the cursor over anything right here on the screen. Like, I don't feel like I'm making a radical claim here. This has always been the big selling point of Hearthstone, is that it was incredibly intuitive. And visually, it's simple. I don't think anybody's evaluating Deadlock on how visually simple it is. It's like, oh shit, look at that cool stylish play. No. 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 Note the guy that we just killed tried to pivot toward dragon, and we did not try to pivot toward dragon, so we killed him. Is it a one-for-one comparison? No. Never will be. But he went for the late pivot and got obliterated. I see what you mean, though. I see what you mean, too. We can see each other. Like I said, it's an initial opinion. And I've heard a lot of people give that feedback in chat as well. Is like, I can't really tell what's going on. It's like, yeah, I get that. This part of the learning curve is understanding what cards do and all that kind of stuff. But it also doesn't give you a ton of information on the screen. There's a lot of little like small elements, which are not great for mobile viewing and all that kind of stuff. Makes it tough from a content creation standpoint. From like a gameplay standpoint, I really like it. I think it's very solid. And I think there's ways to clean up interface elements and all that kind of stuff too. They may increment on it, make it better. Obliterate me, Poppy. Obliterate me, Daddy. Where are my good cards? Remember this original comment? What was the original comment? We win this game by the lobby being over before turn 14. Hey, wait a second. We're doing the thing. My original comment was Daddy. Daddy. Letterkenny always comes to mind with the word Daddy. You know that's not actually her daddy, right? Go left for me, buddy. Actually, it doesn't matter. Easy clap. All right, cool. Clean. Easy breezy, beautiful. Dude, I'm actually kind of salty that we lost the 96%er to win this lobby now, just because like this day is all first. It should be one more too. There's a 4% to lose the final fight. I'm salty about it. We were doing well. Now it's just a 2.